Alright guys, welcome back. So, looks like we have a new update up ahead. Coming soon, Tier 6 American tanks. The next major update of War Thunder Mobile is already on the horizon, and it's going to introduce a platoon of Tier 6 American tanks led by the M47 Patton 2. M47 Patton 2, an American tank developed after World War II based on the M46, but with a new turret and a better gun. This nimble tank with a powerful gun and a wide selection of different shells is ready to destroy any ground target. Now, we have some stats here. So the weapon caliber 90mm, speed 48 km/h, reverse 19 km/h, specific power 18 horsepower per ton, 44 tons. It has 5 crew members, penetration 193, reload time 9.1 seconds, turret rotation speed 36 degrees per second. Now the front protection looks to be okay, although there are some weak spots on this vehicle, and we all know that that overpressure is a thing with high explosives, so I'm fairly sure you can pop one high explosive shell on top of this tank right in the commander's hatch, and that should probably kill it, but we'll have to test it out myself. And of course the sides and rear is not going to be well protected, so very easy to penetrate this tank from the sides and of course on the rear. M47's armor isn't too reliable, but its 90mm M33 cannon can blow your enemies away. Use the M47's mobility to stay out of reach of your opponents, flanking or ambushing them, and using its 12.7mm machine guns to quickly deal with weaker targets. And this is exactly how I imagined to use this vehicle. The M47 is accompanied by 3 great vehicles whose diversity will allow you to adapt to any situation. Heavy M103, light T114, and anti-aircraft M163. M103, weapon caliber 120mm, speed 33 km/h, reverse 8 km/h, specific power 14 horsepower per ton, 57 tons is its mass. It has 5 crew members, penetration 302mm. This thing is going to be pretty wild. I think I will enjoy driving the M103 when it's out. The reload 14.9 seconds, turret rotation speed 34 degrees per second. It has a heavily armored frontal armor. Sides and rear are a little bit less protected, but I'm fairly sure the lower plate on this tank is easy to go through. And I already did have a chance to shoot at these tanks. For some reason, when they added them to the game, well, the models of the tank are in the game, but you can't drive them at the moment. But for some reason, the bots that you might encounter had these tanks, and I did fight with the new tanks using the T-54. I was able to penetrate the sides, and if you shoot a little bit to the left or to the right on the turret, you can easily penetrate it. But these tanks will be very interesting, and I think I'll be driving the M103. Now the M103 is the pinnacle of American heavy ground vehicles on a turret that's almost impossible to pierce. There's a 120mm long barrel M58 cannon that can accurately pick off enemies even at long distance. Now, this cute little tank is adorable, and it is also very deadly, but at the same time it is very fragile. So, weapon caliber 106mm, speed 57 km/h, reverse 13 km/h, specific power 18 horsepower per ton, mass 9 tons, a very light vehicle. It has only 2 crew members, but penetration 433mm. That's insane. I wonder what ammo this little thing is using, but reload 2.5 seconds, turret rotation speed 20 degrees per second. There is literally no armor on this thing. A machine gun can penetrate the armor of the T114, and I believe this thing is going to be extremely fun to drive. Definitely, it probably will have that learning curve since you have to avoid taking damage with it, but an experimental light tank destroyer, the T114 will surprise you with its unusual appearance and outstanding armor penetration. Each 106mm gun can pierce up to 433mm of armor. Yeah, kinda insane when you think about it, but this thing is going to be very fun. It can penetrate basically anything, so very excited to see how it will perform. M163. Now, this is a SPAAG, okay, and the M163 Vulcan air defense system. SPAAG is quite mobile and has a very fast rate of fire. It can tear into shreds both enemy aircraft and light ground vehicles. This versatile platoon will be available for all players who can reach tier 6 of ground vehicles. Keep following the news to learn more about the next major update of Warhammer Mobile. So let's take a look at the specs. Now it has a 20mm, well, looks like the Vulcan machine gun. That thing can spit bullets like there's no tomorrow. Speed 64 km/h, reverse 15 km/h, specific power 19 horsepower per ton, mass 11 tons. It has 4 crew member, penetration 36 millimeters, reload time 0 seconds, that's expected. Turret rotation speed 75 degrees per second, and of course no armor, but this thing is going to be, you know, sometimes having no armor is actually the best armor. I mean, we all know how some armor piercing shells act when you shoot at a lightly armored tank. It either overpenetrates, does no damage, or it kills one crew member. Or, you know, you're lucky and you hit ammunition and it blows up, but in most cases, at least in my experience, when I hit an ammo with a armor piercing shell, it does nothing. It basically does nothing most of the time. It goes through, it does yellow damage on the ammo rack, and that's about it. Now we had some previous updates that I didn't cover, but there's been a lot of hotfixes lately. The update 0.0 10.25 or 24, I forgot which one, broke a lot of things, but they have fixed it, and it should be, I mean, they did release a lot of updates to fix all the little bugs that were present in the game. Now, the 10.43 update fixed an issue that prevents game controller usage for steering wheeled vehicles. The submarine sight is no longer obscured by the interface elements, removed an extra additional button for returning to ship from aircraft. Naval support fixed, rendering issue on some barrels in X-ray mode. There's an X-ray mode, I didn't see that in the game. Fixed crash for some devices which might occur after first time installation. Increased max mixture of smoke in naval levels from 5 to 10. So there's been a lot of updates. 10.28. This was the balance. This was the balance patch. Yeah, the balance patch that did do a lot of things. And there was a server update a while ago that I kind of forgot to mention. But honestly, the game has been really fun so far. I started to enjoy the game a lot once I jumped in the T-54. Now, I haven't decided on a medium tank yet, so there is still, I guess, time for me to choose what I want to do. But yeah, going to be very interesting to see how this update will roll out. I don't know when the update will be live. I mean, they said soon. They usually release. I think it will be released next week. Yeah, it is Saturday at the moment. They released this on. They released the information on Friday. So I think next Thursday might be the update. Not really sure. I have a lot of silver that I will use to get that new rank 6 tank and that new rank 6 platoon, because those tanks seem very fun. Now, I actually thought that the leopard will be leopard. Listen to me, leopard. It's not leopard, leopard. I thought that the leopard will be the next one to be released. I honestly thought that, but I guess I was wrong. We have like 3 or 2 other rank 6 vehicles to be added, and I'm very curious to know what next vehicles will be introduced to the game. I think first they will release all the vehicles that are already present in the game that you can view, and afterwards they might go and start adding new ranks, new tiers, and perhaps even some new low tier vehicles. I mean, in the PC version of the game we have a lot of tanks, and I believe that they will add those tanks in this game as well. So, with that being said, that was a very interesting update, and I'm very excited for the new tanks to be out. So if you want to support me, feel free to like and subscribe, it helps out a lot. And with that being said, stay safe, as always, I'll see you next time.
Tank! 12 o'clock! Point blank! Target hit! Right turn incoming!